Here's why, if you're in the market for a new car, a Tesla Model 3 is really indisputable value right now. So the question really is, does the 2025 Tesla Model 3 make financial sense for your first or even your second EV? With prices starting at $44,130, a juicy $7,500 tax credit, and from $349 per month with zero down deposits and some insane 0% financing deals, there's just a lot to unpack beyond the purchase costs. UK folks, we also have 0% APR and some killer leasing deals for personal and business customers, but it's not just about your purchase costs, it's all the hidden costs related to the cost of ownership, like car insurance, maintenance and charging costs that you do really need to take note of before you commit to a purchase. So if you're interested in hearing a bit more, I'd appreciate if you could just hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't already. Let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about the upfront costs, because that's where the Model 3 starts to flex its value over EV and petrol competitors. Don't believe me? Start comparing the costs yourself. In the US, the base 2025 Tesla Model 3 long-range rear-wheel drive starts at $44,130 with an impressive 363 miles of EPA range. The long-range all-wheel drive Model 3 is $49,130 and the performance all-wheel drive hits $56,630. Now, here's the game changer. Every single Model 3 does qualify for the $7,500 federal EV tax credit, assuming that you do meet the income and purchasing requirements, etc. That drops the effective base price of the base Model 3 to around $36,630. And I mean, come on. That's competitive with traditional dyno-powered sedans like maybe a Honda Accord or a Toyota Camry. But you're getting all the benefits of a tech-packed EV. And for my UK brothers and sisters out there, the Model 3 starts at around £39,990 for the rear-wheel drive Model 3. And while there's no direct tax credit here, you can actually still benefit from super low benefit in kind tax rates, which I believe is 2% for company cars, which ultimately can save business users thousands of pounds compared to a petrol alternative. But wait, here's where it gets better. Tesla is really pushing out the financial incentives right now, offering some crazy financing deals. In the US, if you've got a credit score of around 800 or higher, I believe, you can actually score yourself 0% interest for 60 months or 0.99% APR for 72 months with 15% down payment. Now, this can potentially save you thousands of pounds in interest or dollars. And in the UK, we're not left out with 0% APR available. And if financing is not your thing, leasing is where it's at for $349 a month for the long range rear wheel drive, or 24 months, zero down, 10,000 miles a year. In the UK, personal leases do actually start around £325 per month, and business leases can actually dip lower with the VAT benefits. Leasing can be favoured by certain buyers as you are sacrificing that ownership right, but it does mean that you also dodge any depreciation worries, for which we'll get onto that very hot topic later in the video. For now, know that whether you buy or lease, the Model 3's purchasing costs are looking pretty sweet. Alright, let's move to the operating costs. With the gleaming deals to buy, are the operating costs then the Achilles heel of this Tesla EV? And should it scare you from buying a new 2025 Tesla Model 3? The answer is no. This is where EVs like the Tesla Model 3 truly shine. And I'm going to break it down with some numbers. Despite what you think, charging at home is the most common way to charge a Tesla EV. And around 2/3 have access to off-road parking at home to make it a possibility for most consumers. Owners will charge from home not only because the cost is way cheaper, it's mostly because it's pretty much so damn convenient. Here in the UK, you can get off-peak charging at 7 pence per kilowatt hour. Tariff details and a referral link to the provider Octopus can be found in the video description, but in a nutshell, £5 for well in excess of 300 miles. In the US, I understand the average electricity rate is 16 cents per kilowatt hour, so you're looking at around $10 to $11 roughly for the same mileage. Keeping it super simple, if you do drive 12,000 miles a year at 4 miles per kilowatt hour, which should be pretty damn easy to achieve. You'd need 3,000 kilowatt hours across the year, so that's £210 or $480 a year on electricity for 12,000 miles. Now compare that to your typical so-called efficient petrol or gas car, getting 30 miles per gallon at an advantageous $3.50 a gallon. That's $1,400 a year in fuel. So you're saving nearly £1,000 annually just on fuel. And I'm not even going to do the same comparison on UK pump prices. Even if you do the odd supercharge session here or there, it is going to be more expensive than home charging. Yes, your annual savings are going to be less, but you do need to remember charging is simply a different bread when it comes to fill-up costs. It's incredibly hard to outmaster, and for transparency, you can actually keep track of your own savings using the Tesla app with just some very little input to begin with. I'll pop a screenshot on my own annual savings with my Model Y on the screen now. Next up, the deal killer has to be maintenance then, right? Well, forget about it. No oil changes, no spark plugs, there's just very little to go wrong compared to a petrol car. Regenerative braking means that your brakes last way longer, so no need to worry about them wearing down anytime soon. Tyre wear should also be no different to your own petrol car expectations. An exclusive change that I have seen actually made to UK leasing by Tesla is that they are now starting to offer a maintenance add-on for £20 a month. So is that then worth it, you may ask? Well, if you're just opting to swap the cabin filter every couple of years and topping up the washer fluid, it may not actually be worth taking up, but do take a look into it. Is car insurance then higher than usual? Well, here in the UK, it isn't the cheapest motor and insure, and my premiums over the years have fluctuated from over £300 to £600 to £700 on occasion. So it really does vary on everyone's circumstances and how much you will ultimately pay. In the US, according to AI, you should expect $1,500 to $2,000 a year. But as with all car insurance, do swap around, do your own quotes, and you can actually mitigate some of the higher costs that can be around. Overall, the Model 3's operating costs are a massive win, even with car insurance added into the fold. So, moving on to the elephant in the room, depreciation. This is where some folks do get nervous, and I absolutely get it. Model 3s are expected to lose around $32,300 in value over 72 months, according to, I think it was caredge.com. Used 2023 Model 3s are going for $21,000 to $33,000 in the US, and in the UK, used Model 3s hold better value, but you're still looking at around 40 to 50% depreciation over 5 years, according to AI. And if you don't like the thought of depreciation, it may be worth looking into doing leasing or contract hire instead. As I said before, the current offer is $349 a month with no deposit down in the US, or the £325 UK deal means that you can actually hand the car back after your finance term and you simply don't sweat resale value. Battery degradation can be another serious concern by buyers, but recurrence data shows that only 1 to 2% range loss per year, and not to mention 8 years or 100,000 mile battery and motor warranty for just peak peace of mind. So how does a Model 3 actually stack up then against maybe another EV competitor, you may ask? Well, let's compare it to maybe the Hyundai Ioniq 6 and the BMW i4. The Ioniq 6 starts at $42,000 with 342 miles of range, and the BMW i4 is $52,000 and upwards. Both will be great EVs, and they have got Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, which Tesla doesn't at the moment, but the Model 3's 363 mile range, 195 mile charge in 15 minutes at a supercharger, and Tesla's over-the-air updates give it the edge. In the UK, the Ioniq 6 is about $43,000 and the i4 is priced at $50,000 plus. Throw in full access to Tesla's supercharging network, being one of the world's most reliable charging networks. It's hard to find what's wrong with the Tesla, even with Tesla Autopilot thrown in and all of the other technical whiz that it offers. So to conclude, does the 2025 Tesla Model 3 make financial sense? If you're in the market for a car, do your own numbers, and if it works, hell yeah. You grab that deal with either the $7,500 tax credit, 0% financing, or the $349 a month leasing in the US. Or UK bound, you leverage the 0% APR or the BIK savings. you'll save hundreds, if not thousands a year compared to the petrol or diesel fuel that you would have spent, maybe hundreds on maintenance, and you also get 363 miles of EPA rated range with the best charging network out there. And you may still be spooked by high insurance, maybe depreciation risks, or maybe you think you need Apple CarPlay. But do your car insurance quotes in advance? If you do all the numbers yourself for everything in advance, you'll be surprised to see that the Model 3 could well be a financial slam dunk for most people. So what do you think? Is the Model 3 your next ride, or are you eyeing something else? Drop your thoughts in the comment section below. Do check out the links in the video description, particularly to my Tesla accessories in the video description. And like and subscribe if you haven't already. You folks have been great, and I'll see you in the next one.